And this moment, I opened my eyes and I was on the third floor of a cruise in the Caribbean. And I see everywhere it was beautiful blue skies, blue ocean, sunny day. But at the end of the ocean, I see a tsunami rising. And this tsunami was coming so high. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to die here. So I covered my eyes. I just waiting for the impact. 5, 10, 15 minutes passed, nothing happened. And then out of the blue, somebody behind me is like, hey, open your eyes and look at me. And I was like, no, 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 look, the tsunami's coming, the tsunami's coming. I said, look at me. I said, like, no, we're about to die. He said, you're never gonna die. I said, who are you? Look at me. I was like, oh. So I take my hands and look back, and I couldn't see the face, but this guy was bigger than me with a white robe and just light coming from his face. And I was like, what? So he said, like, close your eyes, please. So I closed my eyes. He hugged me from behind. And then he said, 10 seconds later, open your eyes. So I opened my eyes and I was in heaven.
I'm here today with Carlos Vivas. After surviving cancer and a near death experience, Carlos now dedicates his life to helping others. He is a formal personal care assistant who enjoys visiting hospitals, nursing homes, and hospices to pray with those who are sick or suffering. After losing his mother to breast cancer, he helps other families affected by the same disease. He is passionate about suicide prevention, feeding the homeless, and helping the U.S. Marine Corps through their Toys for Tots programs. Carlos, you're amazing. Thank you so much for all the good that you do, and I'm really excited to have you here with me today.
Thank you, Tia. I'm really happy to be here with you. And we're in the same city, so I'm more excited than ever. First time that I have a person like you here in Atlanta, too. So thank you for inviting me to your program.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too, and look forward to a get together.
Thank you. Yes, definitely.
So um, you've had some experiences,
Yes.
spiritual experiences, and a near-death experience.
Mhm.
Um, my viewers are interested in near-death experiences. If you'd like to start there.
Sure, sure. Let me tell you how everything started. So I'm telling you a little bit about myself. So when I was 14 years old, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I have leukemia. And when my mom and my dad went to the doctor to talk about what was happening with me, I mean, they didn't know that I have this. So they took me to several doctors. At the last doctor that I went was this super amazing doctor, hematologist, super famous. And he did all the tests on me. And then he came with the conclusion that it was terminal. We came too late. There was nothing else to do. At this point, my mom was desperately started crying, to start begging the doctor to do something to save me. And after begging and begging and begging, the doctor said, okay, I have two options. Number one is bringing Carlos to Houston, Texas, and do a bone marrow transplant. And my mom says, that 100% sure that you're going to save him with that? And the doctor said, no. It's like 50-50 chance. We don't know. And my mom said, I don't like that. What about the second one? Well, the second one is if we go into France and develop a new formula that can treat cancer with other doctors. If you bring the formula, he can start taking it, and that will work really good. But Carlos is going to be like one of the first persons that's going to try this treatment. And my mom said, you know what? I prefer the second one. So she took the second one. Made the story short, I started taking this pill. They went to France. My mom used to work at the Air Force. One of her colleagues went to France, get the formula, bring it. I started taking the formula. 1 month taking this treatment, I I I mean I feel the same, but the doctor wanted me to go to his office, just to check how everything was going. And when I get to his office, he took a lot of samples and exams and everything. And he came with the conclusion like, look, it's not working, it's not doing what I thought it's gonna be doing, but let's finish the whole treatment. So my mom said, okay, so we finished the whole treatment. And at the end, before the, the whole treatment was done, one day I go in the middle of the living room and I pray to God. I said, you know what? There is a God. I studied in a Catholic school, and they say if you pray with all your heart, God can save you. So I make a promise right there. So you have to be careful what you ask for, careful what you promise, okay? So in that moment, I said, God, if you're real, if you can hear me right now, I just want to ask you, please save me. And if you save me, I promise you, I'm going to tell the whole world that you are real because you saved me. I'm a living proof that you exist because I'm going to be alive to tell the story of how you saved me. Well, after this day, I start feeling heat all over my body. And I start feeling like, yes, this is it. I feel content, happy. And I start praying every day. I say, like, thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. At 14 years old, I start feeling like everything in my body will start working again. And I start doing visualizations, even that I didn't know what visualization was. I started imagining myself in the future, finish my career, graduating, buying a house, having a family, and all this. And guess what? After the 3 months, when the doctor called my mom to go back to the hospital to do the final exam on a CT scan, I go to the CT scan. That is a tunnel that you go in and take X-rays from your whole body. And when I came out of the CT scan, the results with the doctor was like, he don't have anything. The cancer completely disappeared. So my mom was like, oh my God, doctor, this is a miracle. Oh my God, she was super happy. And the doctor had like a bulldog face and like, sorry, lady, miracles doesn't exist. Um, uh, I feel bad, but what happened to your son is called remission. Remission is when we induce chemically a person with a lot of pills and a lot of like treatment. We like erase the cancer, but then it come back again and even stronger. In that moment, I felt like that's not going to happen again. And from that moment, I never had cancer again. So that was my promise to God. And I never say to anybody anything because I was 14 years old. But now that's when my near death come. And this is how it happened. So with fast forward time, now we're in 2005, 2015, 2015. A group of friends invite me to Panama City Beach. This is in Florida, here in the United States, for Memorial Day. We travel to Panama City with 7 friends. We go to the first beach. It was packed with people. We go to a second one. It was packed. We go to a third one. It was packed. And I said to my friends, you know what? Let's go to an island. It's called Shell Island that I always go when everything is full. And you have to go in a boat. And I don't think too many people wants to pay for the boat because it's $20, when you come with a big family. So I said, okay, let's go. So we're going to a marina to get the boat to get us to the island. The island is in the middle of the ocean, right? So when we arrived to the parking lot to the first marina, it was closed for renovations. I was like, this is weird. It's Memorial Day, it's supposed to be open. Okay, let's go to another. Go to a second one, closed. Go to the third one, closed. And I said, this is so weird. And I said to my friends, you know what? Let me get my phone and Google another. So I got on my phone and I said, okay, Google, take me to another marina. And Google said, you don't have permission to navigate on internet. And then I have my other phone from work is Siri. I said, Siri, take me to another marina here in Panama City. And Siri said, I'm sorry, you don't have permission to navigate on internet. Those right there were red flags. And I tell people, when something like that happened to you, there's signs that telling you don't go. But at that point in my life, I wasn't superstitious. So I didn't whatever. Hey guys, any of you can look at your phone. So one of my friends, he found this park. It's called San Andrews State Park. I said, let's go to the park. In this park is the only marina open right now. So okay, let's go. We went to this park, San Andrews State Park. We pay at the entrance, get in, part of the car, went to a shuttle bus. The shuttle bus take it from the parking lot to the marina. When we're about to get into the shuttle bus, one of my friends, he said, Carlos, let me go to the bathroom here. He have a surgery, a stomach surgery. I said, let me go to the bathroom here because I don't know if there's any bathrooms in the island. I said, I don't think so. So yeah, go here. So he go to the bathroom. We're getting inside of the bus. And it was like, I don't know, 30, 40 people there. And we're waiting 10, 15 minutes and he don't show up. And I tell my friends that, hey, could you go to the bathroom and check it out? He go to the bathroom and he found out that my friend, somebody locked the door with a lock. And he's like, hey, get me out of here. He was yelling inside. Nobody was listening to him. So we have to get the janitor. The janitor opened the door. But guess what? That was like second red flag. Don't go. And then we didn't listen. Anyways, we get into the bus, everybody. We go to the marina. From the marina, We go on this huge boat to the island, 30 minutes in the ocean. Finally, we arrive to the bay side of this this island's called Shell Island. And when we arrived, it was packed. We were full of people. So my friends, Carlos, here is the same. I said, okay, you know what? Let's go to the back of the island because it's open ocean. I don't think a lot of people's going to be there. So we get out of the boat and we start carrying all the stuff that we brought with us, and we start walking to the other side. Half of the way, there was a guy, a father with 5 kids, and he stopped me and said, "Excuse me, sir, where do you think you're going?" I said, "We're going to the back of the island." I said, "Like, why? Don't you see all the families here?" I said, like, "Yeah, I know, sir, but it's really crowded right here. We want more peace. That's why we're going to the back." I said, "Yeah, but it's dangerous." I said, "I know. So, well, be careful, okay?" It was the third red flag. And we continue walking. So when we arrived to the back of the island, there was nobody there. And then it was early in the morning. And then I said to my friends, you know what? Let's put a tent. So I have like canopy, kind of canopy. We start opening the canopy, but in that moment, the wind started blowing really hard, and the canopy opened like a parachute. So we're trying to put the canopy down, and the parachute, I mean, the canopy is like blowing like crazy. And for 45 minutes, we're trying to put it down until after 45 minutes, one of my friends finds some rocks and he put the rocks in every corner. And the canopy stands still there for the rest of the day. So when we put that together, we put the chairs together, get some drinks, some food, and we stayed there from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Around 4 p.m., my friend said, Carlos, we're going to walk around the island. So you guys go. I've been coming here for over 10 years and I know this island. But you have to come back here in 1 hour because at 5:30 the last boat is going to leave. I said, okay, we come back. So they left. I was by myself. And in that moment, I said, wow, it's getting hot. I'm just going to take a swim. I'm not afraid to swim because when I was a kid, my mom used to get me on swimming classes. I used to swim in teens. I used to compete and everything when I was a kid. Anyways, I jump into the water. I'm swimming. When I enter into the water on the beach, I felt some holes on the sand, and that was weird for me. I was like, "What is these holes on the sand?" But I continued walking. I didn't know what it was. And out of the sudden, I still feeling something that's still pulling me in inside of the ocean, but I'm trying to get out. But I don't even know when it happened. But out of the sudden, this riptide came and grabbed me and sucked me all the way into the middle of the ocean. The way that I explained to people, if you find or if you saw the movie Finding Nemo, you can see a current that grab all the fishes and take it from the shore all the way to the ocean. It's called Australian current. And that was what it took me. You know, at that moment, I didn't know what a riptide was. I never heard this in my life. For me, at that moment, was a whirlpool of water that threw me away. When this whirlpool stopped and I pulled my head out of the water, the island was like half a mile away. It's like, how in the world I'm here? Okay, I don't want to panic. I just want to swim back. So I start swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. Every time that I put my head out of the water, I'm even farther. It's like, what? Because I didn't know I was in the center of the riptide, and the riptide was pulling me back into the ocean. And then with more energy, I enter into the water, trying to swim even faster, faster, and nothing. So I was debilitating myself. After almost 30 minutes, I started getting cramps on my arms, on my legs, and I knew that was it. And in that moment, I said, okay, God, I guess this is it. I never thought that today is going to be my last day. I never thought that today is going to be the end, you know? And I feel bad at that moment. And I said, before I go, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for my mom. Thank you for my dad. Thank you for my brothers. Thank you for my sisters. Thank you for everything you get me. And I'm sorry if I did something wrong. And as soon as I said that, I heard a voice behind me in the middle of the ocean behind me that said, ask for help. And I look everywhere and I just hear the water and the light. I was like, this is my imagination. So I tried to swim again, and then I heard the voice again, ask for help. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you here? Who are you? Help me, please. Nothing. And then I heard for the third time, I told you to ask for help. And I was like, oh my God, do you think that it's impossible that I'm going to get there? But it was okay. I'm going to ask for help. I was mad in that moment because I knew that I was wasting my little energy that I have in this, so I'm going to die even faster, you know. So I started screaming, help, help, help. At the end of the ocean, one of my friends that was looking for me, his name was Enrique. he was looking for me everywhere until he went to the top of a hill and he saw me from there. And then he started screaming, Carlos, I'm gonna call 911. Hold on, hold on. So he run, he didn't call 911. He grabbed some tubings. He go to the top of the hill. He started dropping the tubings, but like I said, I was half a mile away, and the tubings were flying back to him. And he was like, "Oh my God, this is not working. This is not working." Then he said, "Hold on, hold on." So he go back to the other side where everybody was getting the boats and bringing a lot of people. 6 guys jumped from the rock, and everybody swam my way to save me. And then after 10 minutes, everybody gave up. And then we hear a thunder behind me. When I look back, a big thunderstorm was coming. And we see lightning and thundering, and everybody just turn around and leave me alone there. So like, God, no. And in that moment, I said, you know what? I'm just going to surrender. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm tired of fighting here. And I said, God, just do what you have to do. I don't want to fight anymore. And in that moment, a huge wave came and crushed me all the way under the ocean. And when I was under the water, I opened my eyes and I see a black shadow that's coming my way. And I thought it was a shark. So I covered my eyes, just waiting for the bite. But this thing came under me, grabbed me by my stomach, and pushed me all the way up. And when I get out of the water with this big thing, it was a huge, great dolphin. I grabbed the dolphin by the tail and I started crying. I couldn't believe this was saving me, And I just looked the dolphin into the eyes, and he was looking at me, and I was like, "How in the world you saved me?" Like, I mean, I couldn't understand what was going on, Like, I never been close to a dolphin. I just see a dolphin on an aquarium. And in that moment, just the dolphin stayed there with me. He didn't move. He just was floating there with me. He didn't took me nowhere. After 10 minutes with hanging with him there, a feature boat showed up in front of me. And when this feature boat showed up in front of me, the guy said, "Son, I can save you, I can rescue you, but I cannot get close to you because the waves are so big, I'm gonna hit you with my boat. I'm gonna throw you a rope." So he threw me a rope. I went to the boat, and when I get to the boat, I just look at the guy and I just grab some air, like, "Oh, I'm so tired." And the guy started screaming, like, "What are you doing? You need to get in right now." I said, like, "Why, sir? Let me rest a little bit." He's like, "No, we don't have time." I said, like, "Why?" I said, "Because my boat is sinking." I said, "Your boat is sinking? What are you talking about?" I said, "Yes, I have a pump that take the water off the boat. Now the pump stop, and all the waves are getting inside of the boat. So you should get in right now immediately. Go to the back, and there's some steps right there to jump in." So I jump into the boat, and then he said to me, "Son, sit down next to me." So he put a towel on me, and he said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." What happened? I said, "Well, a whirlpool of water brought me all the way here." And then he said, "Okay, and where's your family? Where's your friends? You came by yourself." I said, "No, my family, my friends are right there." "Okay, where are you from?" He asked me. I said, "I'm from Atlanta, Georgia." I said, "I'm from Atlanta, Georgia too." I said, "Really? What part?" And he said, "I'm from Duluth." And I said, "I'm from Duluth." I said, "I'm from North Cross." And Duluth and North Cross are next to each other. I was like, "Wow, we're neighbors." This is crazy. And in that moment, he started screaming, "Oh my God, look behind you, look behind you." And I looked behind me, and the dolphin was jumping just behind him and me and following the boat all around the island. So when we get to the bayside, he said to me, "Son, I have to fix my boat, so I have to get out of here. But you can walk from here because the water is low. It's the bayside. But if you want to see me again, every Memorial Day, I'm going to come back here. So God bless you." I said, "Sir, thank you for saving my life." I give him a hug. And then I jump off the boat. He left. I started walking to the shore. There was nobody there because the island was almost empty, was about to close. Everybody was looking for me on the other side. So I started walking to the shore, and then something hit my leg in the back. When I look back, the dolphin was behind me. And when I see the dolphin, I start crying, like, "What? What? Now what?" Like, I didn't understand what was going on. But I still walking, and he was like a dog next to me. When I get to the shore, I was so broken inside of me because all that what happened. And I went on my knees in the sand and I said, "God, I'm done. You know what? If you send me with this dolphin right here, it's because you have a purpose for my life. I don't know what you want from me, but I'm going to tell you something. From today, Carlos died into the ocean. The person who's coming out of the water is going to be you. I want you to I give you my life, give you my soul, and do whatever you have to do through me." And in that moment, the dolphin left, and it started thundering, lightning, and raining. After this, the police arrive, my friends arrive, everybody start crying around me. They take me back to the national park. Well, I speak with the management. What happened after that? People ask me, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to go to a church. I want to say thank you to God because this was a miracle." So the first church that we encountered after the park was a Catholic church. I call it Fatima because it was a statue of Virgin Fatima right there. We tried to get inside of the church. It was closed, but outside was a chapel. It was like a cave, and inside of the cave, it was um, it was the Virgin Fatima. It was a lot of candles, and at the beginning of the cave was the three kids that should reveal the secrets of Fatima. So we did a big circle. Everybody that came from the beach, from my friends too, and we hugged each other and we prayed for like 20 minutes. After we finished, we went back to the hotel. I took a shower, I get some dinner, and as soon as I put my head on the pillow, I have an epiphany. I thought it was a dream, but I'm going to explain why it wasn't a dream. So I never had an epiphany before. And in this moment, I opened my eyes and I was on the third floor of a cruise in the Caribbean. And I see everywhere, it was beautiful, blue skies, blue ocean, sunny day. But at the end of the ocean, I see a tsunami rising. And this tsunami was coming so high. And I said, oh my God, I'm going to die here. So I covered my eyes. I just waiting for the impact, 5, 10, 15 minutes passed, nothing happened. And then out of the blue, somebody behind me is like, hey, open your eyes and look at me. And I was like, no, 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 look, the tsunami's coming, the tsunami's coming. I said, look at me. I said, like, no, we're about to die. He said, you're never gonna die. I said, who are you? Look at me. I was like, oh. So I take my hands and look back, and I couldn't see the face, but this guy was bigger than me with a white robe and just light coming from his face. And I was like, what? So he said, like, close your eyes, please. So I closed my eyes. He hugged me from behind. And then he said, 10 seconds later, open your eyes. So I opened my eyes and I was in heaven. And I was like, what? This means that I'm dead? Like, no, 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 no. You need to take me back. And then he said, no, welcome to heaven. From this moment, you start walking with me. And from this moment, you start walking with them. When he said with them, millions of people show up in front of me, dressed in white robes, and everybody was glowing. And then he said, you make a promise to me, and you need to fulfill your promise. And I was like, I know, but I was 14 years old, you know. And then he said, well, do you have any question about heaven? I said, yes. What is your question? I said, where all these people came from, all the billions of people here. And they're coming from all over the world. Good. Have another question? I said, sure. Uh, there are 50,000, just for say a number, religions around the world. Uh, what is the true religion? And he said, the only thing that I can tell you is when you come to heaven, there is no religions. In heaven, the only thing that you're going to find here is love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and that's what I'm going to unite the whole humanity in one. Now I'm going to give you a life for you. So he put his arms over me, we start walking in heaven, and he pulled his hand, and a lot of screens like a Macintosh computer show up. And he started passing by my life since I was a baby until right now. And the most important thing was he wanted to show me every word that I say, every act that I did to others, how affect other people. Every time that I mistreat somebody, he put me on his side so I can feel the pain that I was causing to that person. Every time that I was doing a good deed, a good thing for another person, how the ripples of that person, the goodness that I was causing that person repeated to other people. And he said, now when you come back, you have to do the same with others, you have to treat it good. And in that moment, he said, you need to go back now and you need to tell everybody what you saw here. So, okay. So he put the bag in my bag. And next morning I wake up, I was like, what was that? Like, that was different. I told my friends what happened. That Sunday we traveled to Atlanta. On Monday, I went back to work. I've been working in the same company for over 20 years. And when I get to the office, I tell all my friends, hey guys, guess what happened? I went to Panama City this weekend. A riptide took me, and a dolphin saved me. And they were like, "Yeah, right." I was like, "Yeah, I know you believe." And then somebody behind me, I said, "I believe you." And then I looked back; it was my boss, and I was like, "Why did you believe me and they don't believe me?" He said, "I'm a Christian; they're atheists." And I just want you to do something. Number one, I want you to go to your computer and Google how many people die in the United States by riptides. And when I Googled that, more than uh, 100 people died every year in the United States by riptides. It's a silent killer. Then he said, number two, I want you to Google like how many people dolphins have saved through history. And when I Googled that, like a lot of people has been saved by dolphins. I didn't know that neither. And then he said, now the dolphins is still saving people, but now Google how many dolphins get killed every year by mankind. Every year, 100,000 dolphins get killed. And then he said the last one. Now Google, what is the meaning of the dolphin for Christians? And when I Googled that, it said the meaning of the dolphin for Christian is equal to Jesus. The dolphin represents Jesus. I was like, what? I never heard that neither. Anyways, after this happened, that happened on Monday. On Wednesday, I was in my company quality assurance manager. So my boss said, I want you to go to this customer house because one of our employees, a service company, broke a lamp in a basement. And I want you to go and fix the lamp or replace the lamp. I said, sure. So I go to this customer house, knock the door. This lady come out, Carlos, come on. I'm cooking right now, but could you do me a favor and go to the basement? I go down the stairs, turn the lights, and go at the end of the hallway. You're gonna see a big painting, and next to the painting is this lamp. It's a gold lamp. I said, okay. So I go down the stairs. I walk in, turning the lights, and when I get to the last room at the end of the hallway, I turn the light and I see this big painting next to the gold lamp. And guess what? The painting was all the scene that I was seeing in heaven. So in the painting was heaven, Jesus in the middle, millions of people behind Jesus dressed in white robe. And at the bottom of Jesus, he was standing like in the ocean. He was like heaven and the ocean. And dolphins were around Jesus. And I was like, what? So I started crying. And in that moment, I knew that wasn't a dream. So this painting is telling me that this was for real, you know? I was like, oh my God. So I started crying there because it was hard to swallow. And then the customer come down and said, like, Carlos, what's going on? Are you okay? Do you feel so like, man, where did you get this painting from? Like, I was there like 3 days ago. So what do you mean you was 2 days ago there? I said, well, I have an epiphany and that wasn't there. And she said, well, a friend of my family came to my house with a big canvas and he started doing this painting. And after he finished, he gave it to us. And that's why he hanging right here because we don't have any other space in my house to hang in that big painting. But let me turn more light so you can admire the whole painting. And I was like, wow. So that was on Wednesday. On Thursday, I called my best friend, live in Woodstock, Georgia. He is an hour away from my house. And my friend said, Carlos, oh my God, that story is amazing. You need to go to church. It's a testimony. You need to tell people what's going on. I said, you kidding me? I will never tell this story to anybody. Who's going to believe me that a dolphin saved me, you know? Like, no, 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 no. And he's like, no, Carlos, that happened to you because you need to tell people this story. I was like, well, he was 1 hour on the phone with me. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going on Sunday to your house. On Sunday, I travel 1 hour to Houston, to Woodstock. And when I get there, we get breakfast, and then we go to church. And when we're going on the way to church, he asked me, "What church you want to go?" I said, "Like any church," because Jesus told me that it doesn't matter. At the end is love, so whatever church come first. So close to his house was this Catholic church called St. Michael the Archangel. We parked in the parking lot. It was a lot of cars, like hundreds of cars there. It was a celebration, it was music. We didn't know what was happening. As soon as I parked, I asked a lady next to me, "Excuse me, man, what's going on here today?" And she said, "Well, today is a celebration because this used to be a little church, but we're inaugurating this cathedral. It's a huge temple, so you guys came for the inauguration." So I said, like, wow, okay. So we went in and we see the whole inauguration. And at the end, I speak with the priest, and the priest said, "When we finish the service, you can tell your story." I said, "Sure." So at the end of the service, he called me. I go to the podium, the stage. He gave me a microphone. I standing at the top of the church on the stage, and I start telling my story for the first time. So when I'm in the middle of the story, a 17 years old stand up in the middle of 500 people that was there. And she's like, excuse me, I want to interrupt your story." I said, "Yeah, sure." "Yeah, well, are you okay? Do you have any questions?" I said, "Yeah, I have a question." So sure. "You said on your epiphany that Jesus was behind you." I said, "Yes." "What he was dressing? He was dressing a white robe. What he was doing? He was hugging me. Were you were in front of him? I said, okay. And I asked, like, why do you ask me this question? I said, like, I have to show you something. I said, like, I didn't understand what she was talking about. I said, like, watch this. And she have a black long hair. She put the hair in front of her and she turns around. As soon as she turned around, she have the image of Jesus in her bag. It was a painting. And I got the painting right here. There's this one right here. And this is a painting called Forgiveness by Thomas Blatcher. So when she showed me that, everybody, oh my God, you guys prepared this, you guys this on purpose. Like, number one, I'm not from this area. I drove an hour to come here. Number two, this is the first time that I come to this church. I don't know this girl. I guess this is a coincidence, you know. Anyways, the service end, I go back home, and as soon as I get home, I go on Google and I Google this image, Jesus hugging a guy. And it came with the story in the year, a real story. In the year 1992, famous painter is Thomas Blatcher. He started doing this painting. He started praying and fasting for 2 weeks and asking God, let me paint the image of Jesus. And he started doing the painting after 2 weeks. And when he was doing the painting, he was revealed by the Holy Spirit. Thomas, is a beautiful painting, but now you have to tell people what is the meaning of the painting. You need to write a book. And say, a book about what? Well, in the painting, you can see the darkness that we all have. You can see the illumination that human have. You can see the strength that Jesus have with us, the love that he had for us. So you need to explain that on that book. And guess what? He did. He wrote the book, and it's called right here, Forgiveness. Forgiven. That's the book from him. And he explained in the whole book part of the painting, and he explained one by one everything about the painting. You know, see right there. And this is how my story ends. When I was in heaven, and when Jesus put his hand on my back to push me down to earth again, he said, Carlos, before you go back, you need to tell this to the whole world. I said, well, what do you want me to tell them? I said, well, people need to forgive. I said, why? He said, more than 98% of the people around the world have childhood trauma, and they need to forgive three people. And who they need to forgive? They need to forgive, number one, their parents. It doesn't matter if they abuse you, if they mistreat you, if they didn't like you, if they hit you. They did the best they could to give you the best you had. They didn't have a manual to raise you. Number two, you need to forgive your inner child, because whatever happened in your childhood is not your fault. Whatever happened in your childhood, you was scared, you was afraid, you was terrified that nobody's going to believe you what happened to you. So that's why you thought it was your fault. It wasn't your fault. And number three, you need to forgive all the people that came to your life to harm you. Why? When you forgive your parents, your inner child, and the people that came to your life to harm you, you're not forgiving them. You're forgiving yourself. In this moment, you open your heart and you throw away all the hate, all the resentment, and all the poison that have been eating you for years. And from this moment, when you throw all this away, it's like you have a balloon with a string, you cut the string and you let the balloon go. You're free. And from this moment is when, from the bottom of your heart, your gift is going to come. Because Jesus told me, I give a gift to everyone. And what is your gift? Your gift is your purpose. And you will say, like, there is people looking for the purpose all their life. Your purpose is the only thing that you do that nobody else do like you. Some people cook amazing, some people dance amazing, some people they're good in sports. I mean, you name it. Anything that you do that nobody else do like you, that's your gift. If you don't want to do your gift, the second one gift is called service. Why service? Because when you die, you're not taking anything with you. You're not taking your house, your titles, your money, your Bitcoin, your cars, nothing. The only thing that you're going to take is how many people you love, how many people you took care of it, how many people you give advice, how many people you give shelter, how many people you give food. What was the blueprint that you left on this earth for others to follow? Like Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Princess Diana, Martin Luther King. What these people did was service, and their service continues until today. My final question is, what are you doing today to leave a legacy of love for this world? So one day when you go to heaven and the gates of heaven open. They ask you, it was worth it for you to go to earth? I said, yes, let me show you everything that I did for others. It wasn't about me, it was about others. And this is the blueprint that I left on earth for others to follow. And that's my story. You
Carlos,
like
that was a beautiful story. And how inspirational with the dolphin saving you. It's almost like a fairy tale. It's just
Yeah.
so wonderful and so calming and comforting. Um, and talking about living our purpose,
Mhm.
were you able to find your purpose through these experiences?
My purpose, I believe, I'm a people's person. I'm a person that can speak with a rock, you know? And I believe my purpose is just to service people. You know, on weekends here in Atlanta, I serve an organization. It's called Food for Lives. It's the biggest organization all over the world serving food for the homeless. So we go at 9 a.m. in the morning. We have a huge kitchen, industrial kitchen. We prepare food and we go to the streets of Atlanta around noon to give these meals to all the homeless. You know, that's service. And it's not just to give the food to the homeless, it's to talk to them because every one of them have a story. You know, they're soldiers, they're uh, I mean, women's that they lost everything. There are people that they lost everything, and they just abandon themselves, you know. But they're doctors, they're engineers, they're teachers. I mean, you name it. The stories that you're gonna hear from these people are amazing, and you couldn't believe like they just went to the street because they couldn't handle it anymore, you know. And we're that light at the end of the tunnel for these people, and giving a little bit of hope, a little bit of like love because that's what they need, love to come to the surface again, you know, because nobody care about them, like, you know, their family, that's why they're on the streets. They feel completely abandoned, and we go there, we give the food, we sit down with them. Hey, how you doing? Are you from Atlanta, or where you from? And we give that, and I feel that's my purpose. My purpose is just give a little bit of the love that I got in my heart to others, and share the stories, because this is not the only story that I have. I have more that came after this story. This was just the top of the iceberg of what we came after this. Why? Because it took me 5 years for me to tell the story because I was scared, you know. I was like, you know how many haters are gonna come, you know how many fanatics are gonna come and say that. So why I'm gonna get in all this? I mean, I'm not getting anything with this, but I heard in, I guess God inside of me is like, you need to give this message of hope to the world, you know? You need to give this message to people. It's not about you, it's about the message. You are the messenger. And that's what I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. If you help me, I'm gonna do it, you know? But it took me time, and I think my purpose is just transmit this this love and transmit the hope that everybody's, there is a lot of hunger for love right now. There is a lot of hunger for hope. I mean, in these crazy times that we're living right now, we just, if you turn the news on, it's just crazy news all the time, you know. And we need peace and mental health. And just listen to these stories, people know that we're not alone. There is a higher power that's taking care of us. And that's what I believe is my purpose, just to transmit the message to others.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And possibly why you had that huge experience with the dolphin. And
Mm-hmm.
talking, speaking about the dolphin,
Mm-hmm.
um, being synonymous with Jesus to
Mm-hmm.
Christians, is that because they're saviors, like they saved you,
You mean
maybe?
the dolphin?
Yeah, being like the symbol for Jesus. Is that because they save humans?
Yeah. That's what he said. I mean, the dolphin is, you know, the dolphin is kind with humans. The dolphin is lovely. The dolphin, and that's what they made the comparison. And the dolphin used to save sailors. I mean, on the ocean when they jumped from the, when they fell from the big ships, the dolphin used to save them. So yeah, they compared Jesus with the dolphin because of that.
Do you ever go to like the aquarium in Atlanta and hang out with the dolphins?
Well, I have a story with the dolphin. So like it was like 2 years after that. One morning, it was a Saturday, around 5 a.m. in the morning. I heard, I guess it was God talking to me in my head. I was like, you need to go to the beach. You need to go to the beach. I was like, no, I'm sleeping. I'm tired. I'm not going to the beach right now. I'm going to continue sleeping. So I put my pillow over me. I was like, no. And then I heard this, you need to go to the beach. I was like, oh my God, okay. So I jump off my bed and I get out and I go to my computer and I say, well, let me go to Panama City because that's where I used to go. It's the closest to Atlanta. And I just put like, well, let me see if there's a hotel available. So as soon as I put hotel on the beach, this on the computer, it was a flashing light, like offer, like this hotel is the best offer on the beach, blah blah blah. And it's like, oh, yeah, let me see. Oh my God, yeah, it's right on the beach. It's beautiful. So I booked the hotel, and I said, okay, let me take a shower, get some breakfast, and go. So I get ready, get a little bag, fill it up with everything, and I went. So when I was arriving to this hotel, and I never been there, I was parking my car, and when I was parking, I was fixing the mirror that is in the middle in the car, right? And when I look in the mirror, I see a dolphin that's behind me on the mirror. I was like, a dolphin? What is this? And when I looked behind me, there was a dolphin aquarium in front of the hotel. And I was like, what? I was like, this is crazy. And I said, okay, before I check in the hotel, I'm gonna go to the aquarium. I need to see what is this. So I went across the street and I knocked on the door. It was a glass door, and they said, yeah, come on. So I get in and I say like, yes, how can I buy tickets to see the dolphins? I said, well, we're closing right now. I'm sorry, but it's too late. But you can come back tomorrow. You can buy the ticket right now. So tomorrow you just can go straight and see the dolphins. Actually, right now we have a promotion because it's really cold. It was January. It's really cold and nobody wants to go in the tank with the dolphins, so it's half a price. I said, really? Yeah, yeah, give me the promotion. So they give me the promotion. And they say, well, tomorrow you need to be here at 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning. People go to the tanks with the dolphin by groups. So you're gonna go with a group, and every one by one you're gonna be going and say, okay, cool. So I'm super excited. I cross the street again. I check in my room, and I was like, wow, tomorrow. So I went to sleep that night. The next morning, wake up super excited to the shower, get ready, and I cross the street again to the aquarium. And when I get to the aquarium, hey, remember me, the guy that came late last night and bought the ticket? Yeah, yeah, come on. We're gonna take you to this room. You have to dress up with this like a swimming outfit, and you have to wait right here because a group is coming with you. So just wait here in this room. So I was waiting and waiting 5, 10, 15 minutes, nothing show up. And then the lady comes and said, like, look, it's your lucky day today. I said, like, why? The group that was coming just canceled. It's gonna be you and the dolphin and the swimming pool. I was like, really? Yeah, it's gonna be a person with you that's gonna be with the dolphin, but you're gonna be with the dolphin. I knew at that moment that was God making another miracle right there with the dolphin. And I went with the instructor in the on the swimming and the on the pool, and I stayed almost an hour with that dolphin, and it was a magical moment just to have the contact with the dolphin. I swim with the dolphin. I give some fish to him. I pet him. We took a lot of pictures with him because the package came with pictures and all that stuff. And it was beautiful. I have a really amazing connection with that dolphin. But after that, that was it for me with the dolphin. On my birthdays, every time that I get birthday, I put on my Facebook account like, hey, and I create a group. It's called Dolphins, um, Help from Heaven Dolphins, and I put for my birthday every year I donate. And instead of giving me something to me, just give me $1, $2, whatever, to any organization here in the United States helping the dolphins in Florida. So people donate, and that goes straight to helping the dolphins. The captive dolphins, or if they get damaged because whatever is in the ocean and they get to the shore, they can rescue the dolphin. So that's what I do with the dolphins on my birthdays.
Well,
Yeah.
you do so much for so many. That's amazing. Yeah.
I
Uh,
just trying to put a little grain of sand, leave my I don't know, a legacy there.
I find that after people have near death experience, they do have this great need to be of service. And I see that in you with the all the beautiful work that you do. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you. And if my viewers wanted to find you, how
Hmm.
can they reach out?
Well, you can go to my webpage. It's www.helpfromheaven.org, or you can go to. I have a group on Facebook is called Beyond Near Death Experiences. I have this book. It's called Help from Heaven. I tell the whole story right there. I have it in English and Spanish. I have the audiobook, and I mean, they can find me there.
And I'll link all those things down below. So if
Yeah,
anybody wants to find it, they can easily just click on those links.
yes.
Do you have any last words of wisdom for my viewers?
Look, my words of wisdom for everybody that is watching right now is just trying to be the best version of yourself every day. Remember that we're here for just like this of time. Life is going like a blink of an eye in front of you. Um, Try to enjoy more nature instead of being connected to the phone. I know it's hard because everybody's attached to the phone these days. But like after my near death experience, I knew that time is gonna fly, and I need to do the best that I can in my life to help others. And that's what I do, what I do. And if you want to help me on the weekends on Food for Life, welcome. It's free. You can come with me and you can prepare food with me and meet more people that come. People from everywhere come every weekend. And we have amazing times together. And just be good with your family, be good with your friends, with your coworkers. Uh, just be the light that's gonna light up somebody else day, you know. And every one of us came to the earth to teach something, even a little bit, you know. And we came here to learn something. The earth is a big school. So I guess we giving our life and receiving love for others and give love from you. I think that's the best message that I can leave for everybody.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much, Tia. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to tell my story here for everybody that is watching. And thank you.
Thank you for being here. I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here and supporting my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing if you enjoy near death experiences and other spiritually transformative stories. It helps the algorithm know that this information is useful and push it out to more people. And that's the goal, to get as many people to know that we are eternal spiritual beings and that we never die. Our bodies might die, but our essence will never die. And I want people to live with less fear. Let's all spread the word. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that little notification bell so you get all the notifications when my videos post. Thank you for all of your support. I'm sending love to you.